Governor Moino's misplaced priorities. The misplaced and confused priorities of the governor of Akwa Ibom. The governor of Akwa Ibom, Pastor Moino, in recent days came out with a new theatrical performance. He allocated 14.7 billion naira to be spent to, according to him, renovate, in inverted commas, open and close, to renovate his governor's mansion lodge in Uyo called Hilltop Mansion. You can hear from the name Hilltop is on the hill. It has been renovated for tens of billions of naira by previous governors. But he wants to renovate that Hilltop Mansion. This is a place where he lives like a king. In fact, he talks about how he sits there and watches how people are trying to get into his gate. He lives like a king. So part of this money will enable him to go on a spending spree for expensive late model Toyota Prada SUVs for lawmakers. That is for members of the State House of Assembly in Uyo. These are his puppets. So the governor is going crazy on this 30 billion naira he collects every single month. He is on a binge, ladies and gentlemen. He has embarked on careless and wasteful spending using the state's money. He's now going to use 14.7 billion naira to reward himself, reward his family, and make the rubber stamp State House of Assembly members quiet and obedient. The House of Assembly members in Uyo, it's a rubber stamp assembly. They behave like puppets. They're going to sit there collecting crumbs while the governor fleeces Akwa Ibom people. Using Akwa Ibom people's money to dash everybody. Except the 10 million Akwa Ibomites. He will share it among a few elites and PDP party, which is in Abuja. This is disgraceful. Let me be very precise, because now that the governor is sending out attack dogs to go after my podcast, let me be precise. According to a report by the civic tech organization Budget, also a report that appeared on Sahara Reporters recently, the breakdown of this 14.7 billion is the following. 1 billion was set aside by Governor Moino for the refurbishment of the governor's office annex exterior. Are you listening? This is from an extremely poor state. For the annex, just annex. Exterior. Not even the interior, just the exterior additionally. From this 14.7 billion naira, 9.3 billion naira was earmarked for repairs to the governor's and deputy governor's lodges. Whoa. Some contractor is getting very rich. We've heard rumors. I don't know whether it's true or not, that the governor's brother and his sibling, they control this contract. They are going to get very rich, just like that. While people are suffering in this state. The budget also includes 1 billion naira for Toyota Prados for House of Assembly members. Those pliant House of Assembly members. And 1.5 billion for medical equipment for the government house. People cannot find antibiotics in the hospital. People go to those hospitals without experts. And you want to spend 1.5 billion for medical equipment for just government house. One house standing by itself in a state of 10 million people. In fact, he's even going to spend this from Budget, please. I'm not making this up. Another 1.95 billion was spent on, quote, backup vehicles for the assembly members. So they have one vehicle, they have a backup. They have a vehicle with mopo, then they have another backup. I spend a lot of time chatting with disenchanted and disillusioned Akwa Ibom citizens. In fact, other disappointed Nigerians, go to Nigerian social media, you see them abusing the governor, wondering, in fact, they say, oh, you're a pastor, why are you behaving like this? I spend a lot of time with citizens, in fact, non-Nigerians who call me. These Akwa Ibom citizens and disappointed Nigerians are sorely disappointed by the profligate, reckless spending, the conspicuous consumption of Governor Imoino and his family. The way he's spending the 30 billion naira he gets of the elevation money he gets every month. He receives approximately 30 billion naira every single month on behalf of Akwa Ibom. It's not his money. He gets it on behalf of the state. Depending obviously on the price of oil. It could be higher, it could be lower. So this is not about me. This is about 10 million people who are suffering about Akwa Ibom, which is why I speak on their behalf. I speak on their behalf. Here are some reactions from Akwa Ibomites and other Nigerians. That's why I make sure I quote people. Not me. I have my opinions. I think the governor has messed up. But these are people who have a reaction on this decision by the governor to lavish himself with 14.7 billion naira of Akwa Ibom people's money. It is very important we point this out. He does not have this kind of money, never had this kind of money in his life. This is the state money belonging to 10 million people. Let me quote one. I had a lot of quotes, but this is what one person said. A country where 80% of its citizens cannot feed, yet a pastor governor is allocating 14.7 billion for Governor's Watch. This is a reaction from the street, ladies and gentlemen. They call him pastor governor because they expect better from him. That's what they would expect. That as a member of the clergy, he would have sympathy. He would have empathy for the poor and dispossessed. Quote number 2, quote, my God, I thought the governor was a great guy. I think I spoke too soon. Unquote me, of course you spoke too soon. I too. Looks can be deceiving, my brother. I thought so too. I never said a word by the time he became governor. I just wanted to see him build the state. He has not done that. He has hijacked Akwa Ibom State. And then there's a simple quote of 3 words here. Quote, by an Akwa Ibom citizen, quote, this is brutality, unquote. Brutality of the highest order. This guy, if something is not done, I don't understand what needs to be said to him to focus and develop the state with the money which he receives. And then, quote number 4, Akwa Ibom is a state full of poverty. Oh, these characters will never learn, shame, unquote. These are citizens saying that to me. They are afraid to say that to him. They can't say that to their representatives who are collecting money to buy Prados from him. These are quotes from disgusted Akwa Ibomites and other Nigerians who are just observing Akwa Ibom State. Because there's some Nigerians who wish Akwa Ibom well, who cannot understand. Why are we having this Ayade type governor? From where? We had bad governors before, don't get me wrong. But it was not this bad. I mean, we now have a governor, Governor Moino, who would rather buy slick, fancy SUVs. Have you seen those SUVs in Uyo? They have tinted dark glasses, so you can't see them. With tinted glasses. He buys these things for his friends. He buys it for his family. He buys it for State House of Assembly puppets. Instead of using this money to take care of the safety and welfare of his own helpless wards, he's not taking care of. We've had Akwa Ibom people, I'm going to talk about it, who were kidnapped and ignored them. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. The cost of one of the Prada luxury, premium, higher level Prada that is paying for is enough to help resettle the 12 Akwa Ibom kidnapped youth coppers who were released recently. 12 Akwa Ibomites were kidnapped in Nasarawa, in north of Nigeria, where there's a lot of terrorism. They were kidnapped. They went on what they call youth service. What a joke. That's what they went for. And the governor did not lift a finger to help them. I spoke about this in one of my podcasts. It's private citizens that helped. After months in captivity, I know for a fact that their release was facilitated by an Akwa Ibom activist, the incomparable Dr. Edemma Udo. She's the one who rallied others, asking for help from the NYSC Director General and others. The governor was missing in action. For the months, those Akwa Ibom children were kept in terrible circumstances, chewing leaves, as reported recently by Nigerian papers. Some people in the diaspora tried to send some money to them. People were, $700, let's go and pay kidnappers to release Akwa Ibom children. And the governor is sitting right there, trying to budget 14.7 billion. He had created a Ministry of Internal Affairs. He stoutly refused to use this bogus. We now feel that means it's a bogus ministry. Bogus, newly created Internal Affairs Ministry. He refused to use it to help the children. He claimed the ministry, his people said the ministry is internal affairs, not external affairs. So if they kidnap and Akwa Ibom in Nasarawa, that's Nasarawa's government problem. Well, the children have been released now with the help of private citizens, and the governor is keeping mum. They love to issue statement upon statement upon statement. The president issues statement every second. But we don't hear statement about what will be done for these released children. I repeat, one of Umoino's Prada will be enough to resettle the post-kidnapping victims, all of them. There's a lot the governor can do with Akwa Ibom money, but I'm just being specific here. And those children, they are Akwa Ibom children. Is it because they don't have people? I'm going to call their names. Glory Etrudo Thomas. I'm going to call the names of these children, ladies and gentlemen. Uyobong Victor Odofia. They don't have people. They don't have relatives who are commissioners. They don't have relatives who are party honchos. They don't have relatives who are in the House of Assembly in Uyo. I'll carefully call their names. Emmanuel Esudwe, Solomon Basidan. Their names have to go into the air. In our culture, you speak people's name into the air. That's Akwa Ibom culture. I speak their name into the air. We demand that the governor channels Akwa Ibom money to help these youth coppers and others. These youth coppers is just an example of his job he has ignored, refused to do. Daniel Etambasi, Victoria Basi Udoka, Sabana Anyekwe Ikan. The governor has children. I would think it's not even a matter of empathy or milk of kindness. Not even his vocation as a pastor. People are baffled. And they can't even extend a hand to help these children. Not with his money. We are not asking to use his money. Use the 14.7 billion. It's Akwa Ibom money. If you help them, the citizens of Akwa Ibom will support it if this money is used to resettle these people. Abigail Peter Sandy. Joseph Enseudo Thomas. Hannah Akpan Tom. I am, as I said, I'm speaking their name into the air, into the atmosphere. To reach out to the governor. And finally, Janet Emmanuel Charlie. Those children now, people like Edema, Dr. Edema Odo went and fought for their release, fought for months. Now that they are out, they are stranded in New York. They have some kind of resettlement thing the federal government is doing, which they use for Boko Haram people. Can you imagine? And now they've released these children. They're stranded in New York. And the governor is parading around like a heartless tin pot dictator. Are we going to be kind about this? So this is not, it has nothing to do with anything. It has nothing to do with him simply doing his job or issuing a statement. We've not heard a word from him. I would like to hear the governor of Akwa Ibom say something about these children. And as a reminder, we are not asking him to help from his pocket. We are not asking for his money. We are demanding that the governor do his job. His job is to take care of Akwa Ibom people from the 30 billion received every month. His job is to provide security and aid in the welfare of 10 million Akwa Ibomites. His job is not that complicated. If he cannot do that, he's going to hear from us. He is going to hear from us. A lot of Akwa Ibom people are very bitter. But they have no way to reach him. So I'm reaching you, Governor Moino. I'm reaching you, man to man, Akwa Ibom man to an Akwa Ibom man. People are very unhappy. A lot of people wonder why you are so engrossed in your own and in your family's personal comforts than doing the job Akwa Ibom people picked you to do. You have time to go and do PhD. You have time for everything except Akwa Ibom people. You should pay back your salary. If you are using that time to do PhD, pay back your salary. You know what? Let's put this 14.7 billion aside. I want to ask Governor Moino, is there a single project since you became governor that you completed? A single project. One project that the governor completed. The MRO facilities started by Senator Gospel Akpabio was completed by Udom Emmanuel. Umoino has not done anything about that MRO. It's sitting there. In fact, the Minister of Aviation, Keyamo, actually announced just last week that the goal is to have an MRO in all 5 airports. What has Governor Modo done for Akwa Ibom MRO that was built since 2007? Nothing. I challenge his press unit. I challenge his people who like to issue, write things, contradicting what I'm saying and sign writing from Edo, writing from somewhere. I challenge them. Let them come and say I am wrong. Udom Emmanuel completed the terminal building. I have criticized Udom Emmanuel, but the things he has done, I will acknowledge. He completed the terminal building. Up till today, Umoino has not opened it. That terminal is not working. What is going on? Akwa Ibom is losing money from that terminal. That's what would be used to help poor children, to help those people who have been kidnapped. Blue red line, the light rails is functioning in Lagos. Lagos just awarded contract for the green line. What are you doing? The seaport. Lekki Seaport has been completed. Badagry Seaport is under construction. Ibom Seaport, Umoino has refused to do anything about it. He's giving stories. Giving the state fake stories about why we were ready with our seaport before any of this. How about the power plant? Ibom power plant is almost moribund. It needs to, experts say it needs to be expanded. Obon Victor Tar, the former governor, did 190 megawatts. Nothing has happened since then. Nothing has happened. How about manpower? Since you became governor, you've been governor for a couple of years now. The governor of Anambra State, Chris Soludo, one of the first things he did as governor was to sign an MOU with Microsoft to train 20,000 citizens, while Umoino is busy sending a select group of young children to go and waste time in the UK in the name of going for holidays, when he should have done something like what Soludo did. Is there any functioning industry, Governor Moino, in Akwa Ibom today? No single functioning industry in Akwa Ibom. All the ones Udo Emmanuel tried are defunct. Like the coconut factory and all that. And you are taking Akwa Ibom money to go build Ibom towers in VI? People, there's a rumor that that tower will be sold to a consortium owned by Udo Emmanuel. That's what people are challenging you. Come to the public and tell us it's not true. There is a rumor. Akwa Ibom people will not end up owning that tower. That is what a lot of Akwa Ibom professionals in Lagos are saying to us. And it is our responsibility, it is my responsibility to pass this information to Akwa Ibomites, because they have no other way, nobody else to speak for them. The House of Assembly does not speak. These are corrupt House of Assembly people collecting money, collecting prados. The representatives have been compromised. The opposition parties have been compromised. That is why I speak, ladies and gentlemen. Akwa Ibomites must wake up. They must wake up and challenge this criminal and irresponsible spending on the part of Umoino. Umoino should scrap this spending. That 14.7 billion, that purpose is spending for it, the purpose is using to spend that money is not credible. So we ask Akwa Ibom to demand accountability from Governor Umoino. Speak out. Don't let him take over the state. We've seen all over the world. People can wake up and demand that plutocrats stop. Umoino right now is doing whatever he likes with Akwa Ibom money. Umoino is carrying out what is described as state capture. He's capturing Akwa Ibom state and putting it in his pocket. Don't let him capture Akwa Ibom state. I know I say this often, but I repeat to Akwa Ibom, don't be intimidated. You'll be surprised at your power. Your voices matter. Don't let this guy do this. Akwa Ibom State is not one of the small hotels Umoino owns. The people own Akwa Ibom State, not him. That needs to be reminded every single day. Akwa Ibom is owned by 10 million people, not Pastor Umoino. I call on all Akwa Ibomites, contact me. If you have something to say, contact me. Join the fight. All Akwa Ibomites in Akwa Ibom, who live in different parts of Nigeria, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, and all that, who live overseas. Join this fight. This is not an ordinary fight. This is a fight against plutocrats. This is a fight for the soul of Akwa Ibom. This is a fight for Akwa Ibom in a Nigeria that is already going astray. But Akwa Ibom belongs to us. We are not walking away. I am Offiong Akwa. Listen to the Offiong Akwa show on YouTube, brothers and sisters. Subscribe to the show, share, and join the fight against fraud by plutocrats. Take care of yourself and each other. Goodbye.